Hi, everybody. Hi. Don't, you know, so my subject of the day is, don't mind me, I'm just doing dishes. Subject of today is storming Area 51. There's a whole bunch of contemplations on what's going to happen and how is it going to go. My understanding of this whole situation is as follows. They've got a plan. They're going to do it. I mean, the last I heard, it was over 1.3 million people were signed up to show up, and over another million or something, or said they're interested, or something like that. So, now my thing is, I want to know, and any questions I have, and if I don't know much, just put it in my comment section so I can know, and so other people can know. But so if this happens, shit. So if this happens, like, people are afraid that the Air Force and the Army are going to open fire on unarmed people. That's not going to happen. One, Trump's fucked if he does that. And I would not like to see people get hurt. But I would love to see Trump get fucked in the ass by his own fucking policies. I mean, whatever. I'm not on that subject, but but still. But simple reason why I think they won't open fire on unarmed civilians is simple. The military has what they call rules of engagement. And one of those rules is you cannot fire upon your enemy without being fired upon yourself. If it's unarmed civilians and they don't have any weapons, you can't shoot at them. You can't. You just can't go popping off civilians who are not armed with firearms. I mean, it'd be one thing if people were fucking running around with katanas and trying to hack people to bits with it. Then I think that would give them a little bit leeway on shooting people. Not that I want that to happen. I'm not saying bring katanas, As long as they don't bring weapons, they shouldn't have any problem. The thing they can end up doing is being arrested for trespassing. And this is, like, my understanding, the biggest Air Force base in the United States. And the funny thing behind it is, they didn't, acknowledge that Area 51 was there until, I think it was, don't quote me on this, early 2000s. The CIA said it was a secret testing facility or something like that for the Air Force's new weapons. I mean, they've been denying this crap for years, putting motion sensors in the ground, miles out, so they can tell if someone's coming. I mean, shoot, people get arrested just for crossing. One guy who was doing a tour in Las Vegas, and I think one of the areas that they do their tour and things, got arrested for trespassing because a tourist asked him a question, and he turned around, and at the time that he was turning around, there's video of this, he drove past the sign saying do not enter or whatever, and they pulled him over. And what ended up happening was they tried to fine all of them in the car, even though the tourist had nothing to do with it. It was an accident, The guy didn't do it on purpose. He said this multiple times. But anyway, they can get you for trespassing. But the rules of engagement, you're not going to shoot on unarmed civilians. Sorry, that's my daughter's handiwork. You're not going to fire on unarmed civilians simply for the fact that, yeah, it's an Air Force base, but I highly doubt, unless we got tanks and people assaulting with assault rifles, they're going to say, hey, come on out and blow the shit out of all you. As I was saying, they're not going to, disperse Warthogs, F-18s, or F-22s, or F-32s, or the AC-130 Spectre gunships to fire on innocent civilians. Like, that's that's the funniest shit I've, heard of. Like, oh, hey, they're going to blow the crap out of all these people if they're not going to do that. There. And then my favorite thing is, like, a while back, that Air Force released, if you guys, and there was a meme, and I don't know if it was true or not, but they said the Air Force said that if they didn't storm Area 51, they would get Netflix to keep The Office on Netflix because it's being taken off. And then the meme was, well, there goes all the white people. Do you know how many people actually? I love The Office, but no. Seriously though, they're not gonna do that. Like, the worst they're gonna do is probably get, like, what the police use, like the paintball guns with pepper balls in them, and they're gonna shoot people with those, non-lethal, But I'm pretty sure that would piss even more people off. If there's gonna be as many as they say there are, I mean, you're not. What are you gonna do? Drop pepper balls out of helicopters? Even then, I'm pretty sure that would fuck a lot of people up. But people do this, which I'd love to see without any bloodshed. I think I think the American people have the right to know what's going on, since all this crap's been going on with, like, what we call UFOs, and they call, the military has actually come out with a new acronym for it. They're not called unidentified flying objects anymore by them, because of all the crap that's been going on with the carriers and stuff. They actually spent like $22 million or something like that on a program to look into this. And you can't deny, I mean, you seriously, if you spent that much money of the American people's money on a program to look into so-called unidentified extraterrestrial like objects or something, I think it's UEO is what they're calling them. If anybody knows what the actual acronym is, put it down in the comments so everybody knows. Because, like, I'm not entirely quite sure what the acronym is. But, yeah, they've spent a lot of money researching and developing crap for this. And, like, there are videos out there. If you look at them, it's, like, I think it was 2014 and 2015 and recently. But it was just declassified. They had some pilots even say they couldn't believe how these things were going. And that's what really, I mean, when they released that and all that, and I mean, storming Area 51 was just a hoax at first, but now people are actually going to do it because of hold on.